Hello, welcome to PlayStation Access. My name's Rob, and welcome back to the Tuesday Checklist, our weekly video where we chat about games and then go on tangents about things that aren't games before coming back to games. With Dark Souls Remastered heading to PS4 on the 25th of May, we had a little think about brilliant games that no matter how hard we try, we'll just never be good at. Nath is first up with our headline act.
So, well, I'm doing the one that's in the title this week. A game that I love, that I will never be very good at, is Dark Souls. And obviously I get to be not very good at it all over again with Dark Souls Remastered. And what I like is that I can hear the clatter of keyboards now. People hear the words Dark Souls and want to tell people that they are good at it, or that I'm not as good, even though I've just said that. Or other variations thereon. Did you do this incredibly hard thing that no one knows about? No, then you're an idiot. Those sorts of things. I'm admitting I'm not very good at Dark Souls.
Have you not played Dark Souls with a Guitar Hero guitar?
Not yet, Dave.
You're rubbish at Dark Souls.
I know I am.
Get
Why
good.
do I even have this job? So, I love Dark Souls anyway. I played it first of all, this is going to really upset everybody, clattering intensified, with a guide. I thought, you know, I'd like to just learn how to play the game. I'd like to just learn how to play. I'm sure the majority of people are like me. They were like, oh, Dark Souls is becoming a thing. I'd like to learn about that, but I do hear it's quite tough. And there are other games I'd like to play.
You have finished it, right?
Yeah. So I was like, you know, just, lean on the guide. Where do I go? It just takes all the, because the first, you don't know what the hell you're doing. You wake up, you're dead. You walk through a corridor, you get killed by a giant boss. Then a crow takes you to someone. You're like, what is going on?
You got killed by a giant. You got killed.
Yeah, all right, Rob. At the beginning, yes, the boss did kill me.
Oh my god.
Although that is a version of comment that we have had on Dark Souls videos and on Bloodborne videos. I can't believe that the giant wolf monster at the beginning killed you when you had no levels. So I was just like, more than anything, adding to my kind of sense of dread and feeling completely out of my depth was just not even knowing what direction to go in or whatever. So I was using the guide for like, probably best to go this way. And then the RPG options, like the gear and the equipment, the fact that stuff degrades, all of that, all above my head. Didn't know how stuff worked, didn't know if I leveled certain stats that certain equipment would get better. And I'm still not very good at that stuff. But I used a guide to ease me into it, and I really enjoyed the game because it's brilliant, isn't it? It's a brilliant game, and I don't regret doing that. I watch other people's videos, and they're like, chatting, like drinking a drink, and like just messing up enemies that I have to, even now, like Sen's Fortress or something, I have to like really concentrate to make sure I don't get absolutely murdered on. And the way that I dealt with it, really, I definitely played the game over leveled. And then got to the end, and so there was a couple of bosses where I was struggling. 4 Kings. Is it 4 Kings? I think it's 4 Kings.
For your sake, you've got that right.
And
keyboarding intensifies.
Yeah, I did that.
Ornstein and Smurf.
The first guy. But I summoned 2 people, just went in mob-handed. I was like,
so you 3 on 2 then?
Yes, yeah. And I basically hid in the corner. And then got right to the very end of the game. And I was like, oh, this has been brilliant, bit of a journey, I've learnt so much. Couldn't find anyone to summon. I don't know if it was just the time that it was. And I couldn't find the in-game NPC summon either. So I just went in and I did it easily. So the final bit of the last, I was massively over leveled, just done. It's over. And I might play again this time with Remastered, without a guide, trying to remember what happened. But basically, I see people who are good at the game, who understand the lore more than I do, who understand how all the different kind of materials work together. I can't even remember what, I needed some shards or something. I can't remember why. I'm never going to be that guy. But I really like Dark Souls and I finished it, so everyone has to, deal with it.
I hope no one's suffering from fatigue, but I'm going to talk about Fortnite. Fortnite, it fits the bill, man. It's a brilliant game, and I will never be good at it. There was a time when I thought I could be good at it. When I first started playing, I thought, I get this. I can shoot. I'm quite good at shooting games. Yeah. I can shoot the men, and then I'll win the game and I'll be good at it. Right. And building, what's that? Why would you build when you've got guns? Just be good at shooting. And that's why I'll never be brilliant at this brilliant game, which is Fortnite. So yeah, Fortnite is a fantastic game. We've talked about it often and we will continue to talk about it. And Season 4 has just come out, which is very exciting, or recently come out at least. And yes, the reason I think it's so brilliant is that you can be good at it or you can enjoy it without being good at it, which I guess is the kind of purpose of this video. That's what we're saying, is that you can win a game without killing anybody. And I don't mean that in a good way of like, oh, I didn't even kill anyone and I won. It's more like I hid in a bush and the other two guys killed each other and then I was the winner. More than hiding in a bush, you can be a bush. Like that is a valid gameplay option. You can probably just be really, really, really good at shooting. With a bit of luck, you know, maybe finding like a gold SMG or a gold, maybe if you're really good at sniping, which I'm definitely not. Like if you had a gold sniper or something and you're really good at shooting, you can probably win like that as well. But I think the best players are obviously those who are good at shooting, but they are really good at building. And if you come across someone who's really good at building, I never understood this. And I thought building, because Nath used to say to me all the time when we would play the game, he used to say like, everybody builds, everybody's really good at building. And I thought that meant building a tower and then sitting in the tower, which people do, you know, that they're nearer the end game, they'll build a big tower and they'll go, I'm in this tower, this is my tower. That's not what building is at all. It's as soon as someone starts shooting at you, it's building a defense which has got a ramp in it that you just suddenly, you're like three like blocks above the other person and then maybe they're trying to build. It's like this building on the fly that happens, the race of the builder. And when I start getting shot, I slowly turn around to see who's shooting at me. Maybe I think there's a tree over there, or run for the tree, or I'm just shooting back. What will happen is they'll shoot me a bit. I'll slowly turn around. I'll see them. I'll shoot them a bit. Then they'll start building, and then I'll just keep shooting. I'll shoot their building. Meanwhile,
Fortnite players, they're like, you know, it's like touching a hedgehog. Instantly,
it is.
Their little ball of spine.
They're like building savants, and it's like, you know, they've got such an intuitive knowledge of where, and now with the Builder Pro control scheme on it, I think it's easier on a DualShock to be like that. But you know, they're like, they know at all times what they had last built. Like particularly on the old control scheme, where you press circle and then it would be whatever you had last built, and you'd have to like L1, L1, R2, R1. R2, you know, like they would just like be going, just like could see the Matrix, just like build a tower, and it's maybe a bit easier now, but still, I'm still like circle. What piece have I got? Okay, which L2 is a ramp, L2 ramp, and then like my ramp's been destroyed. Meanwhile, they're just like they've built like a fortress that's got like turrets and like they put a window in it. You know, they're hanging out. There's a door at the bottom. There's a small garden. And that's why I'll never be very good at Fortnite, but I can still win games, and I have done it maybe 3 times. I've won solo games. Nath, you and I have won numerous, maybe up to 4 duos games, and I'm happy with that. Like I would love to be brilliant, but I think you have to commit to going, I am just going to go to like Moisty Mire, and I'm going to just hack down trees, and I'm just going to practice building there. And then I'll just die. You know, when the storm comes, I'll just die. I'm not interested in playing the game, you know, like winning. I will just spend like 2 weeks of just build practice. Then I'll be good at building. Then I will go and play the game. And I, with the best intentions, just can't be bothered to do that. I maybe start doing that, and then I'm like, oh, I found a gold gun. Like maybe I'll go and kill someone. And then I come like, you know, 15th, and that's the end.
So on the topic of brilliant games that I'm not very good at, city builders.
Yeah.
I really enjoy city builders. In fact, there's 2 on PlayStation 4 that I've really enjoyed. Surviving Mars and Avon Colony. And I have to play them on easy. Otherwise, everyone just dies really, really quickly. I like to think that, you know, there is that stereotype that women can multitask. I can't. You know, if the alien smog comes, well then we're all in trouble because I probably haven't built enough drones to take care of that smog, or enough things, like enough fans, and then I'm trying to build them because I've now panicked, so I'm overbuilding them, and then I run out of money. And then one of the colonies is like, we've run out of oxygen. Well, I'm like, well, mate, I've spent all the money on drones. So, I don't know, take a big deep breath and see how long you can last, because I can't help you now. And then everyone dies, and then all you get is no power everywhere.
Yeah.
But I really, really, really enjoy them.
What is it you like about them?
Constant failing.
It's the constant. I like those kind of crafty games anyway, Dragon Quest Builders, Stardew Valley, anything where you sort of make stuff. But I'm really bad at, like, I'll start building and then I'll put something in the wrong place and then I don't like the layout of the road.
Oh yeah.
And I spend all my money like demolishing the road
Yeah.
to then rebuild the road, and then again I can't afford oxygen,
Yes.
which is just really not
I
great.
feel your pain with this.
Honestly, I will play them 80, 90 hours dropped easy on these games, and I have to play them on easy because I just kill everyone.
Yeah, I played
time.
City Skyline, and
I haven't
exactly
played
the
that
same. But it's a hardcore sim. So
Oh.
there's great fun to be had, but there's also great sadness.
I mean, it's horrible when it comes up, and it's like I in one of my surviving Mars, I think someone became an alcoholic because they weren't coping. Well, I mean, it was like a punch to my stomach. I have tried everything to give you a nice life. I have built a diner.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a park.
Yeah.
We are doing research.
Park, for God's sake, man!
Why have you turned to booze? Where did you even get the booze?
Did the diner serve booze?
No.
Okay, because I was going to say.
Just burgers.
Right.
Space burgers.
That sounds great.
Yeah, where do you even get enough alcohol to become addicted to alcohol? Why have I not given you a good life?
Yeah.
I get that we're on Mars and there's a potential at any moment for a meteor strike to wipe you all out. I get it, it's tough.
Yeah.
But you knew that when you got on the
You
shuttle.
signed up for this.
You knew that.
Yeah.
If I thought for a second you would have done this to me, I would have let you out.
Yeah.
You would come out the dome and off you go on your own.
Can you murder people in that game?
I mean, I could probably do it, yeah.
Well, I mean, by not providing oxygen,
Right.
that is kind
Sounds
of
like
a
that's
type
the
of murder.
I think at some subconscious level, Holly, part of you enjoys or is satisfied by seeing just your civilizations crumble and fall and everyone die.
We're not
I
all
would-
like you, Rob.
I would actually say more I like playing God. I mean, the same
honest.
thing with The Sims.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
ability to
you're-
manipulate and control the
awful.
lives of
Kill
lesser
boxes
beings
that you
makes me
make.
a lot happier. So I think maybe city builders, I just love that. This beautiful city built in my image with
Yeah.
its beautiful curved roads and everything's exactly where it should be. And there's
Yeah.
equal amount of parks. And if you build a park on one side, you'll build a park on the other side so it looks...
It's only skin deep though. You go inside the houses, the people are in rags.
They're all
and crying.
alcoholics, apparently. Everyone's miserable. I'm so bad at them. I really am. There's like giant worms will appear.
Right.
Oh, great.
God.
Well, I didn't build anything to get rid of that, did I? But you've got a symmetrical park over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm actually really bad at them, which is why when I did Surviving Mars on the Access live stream, I had to practice it really hard so that I knew that for 2 hours it looked like I knew what I was doing. I didn't.
Yeah.
No, I think we lost power somewhere.
So, a brilliant game that I initially thought I was quite good at, but it turns out I'm not, is Rocket League.
Oh yeah.
Now, I remember when I really like the idea of being brilliant at a game like that, like an online game where you can kick people's asses and feel good about yourself. And for a time I thought I was. Like it's really hard with games like Rocket League to you've got to get in there quickly. Like there's an ability curve with these games, and you've got to be on that wave because right now the wave is like up there. I haven't played for ages. I'm down there.
Yeah.
But when I first played it, I thought I'm quite good at this, and I remember Dave, you and I used to play it quite a lot, 2-on-2 online matches against people. We probably won 6 out of 10 of our games.
Yeah.
I thought we were fairly competent Rocket League players, and my idea of being good at the game was being disciplined about having someone always being in goal.
Yeah.
Quite often that person was me. I like to be able to just see the game unfolding in front of me, and like Frank Lampard, just pick the opportune moment to rush forward from the back and just arrive when the ball was in the right time to just smash it into the goal.
Love a goalkeeper goal.
And I got quite good at doing that. I got really good at being able to hit the ball while it was in the air. Like I got to a stage where when you first play the game, you just miss the ball all the time.
Yeah.
You like zoom up to it, miss it. I extinguished that.
So you were able to hit the ball.
I was able to hit the ball
I mean, he's ahead of
every
me.
time.
He's ahead of me.
I could hit that ball every time. I was good at anticipating like the trajectory of the ball and making my car come in front of it to block it defensively. And we did some good passing as well, Dave. Like our crosses where we'd make it loop off round the curve and it would drop down in front of the goal and the other one would smash it in. But then I saw some videos of people who were actually good at Rocket League and realised that I am terrible at Rocket League. Like the things that people who are good at Rocket League can do, they're just ridiculous. Like I say, the level of a professional Rocket League player to me, that gap is wider than say Cristiano Ronaldo to me at real life football. That's how big the gap is.
And I've seen you play football.
I'm all right at football. I'm better than probably the average man. At school, I was really good.
I don't. I don't think you could talk about Cristiano Ronaldo and then say I'm all right at football. I mean, like.
I'm saying I'm alright at Rocket League. You know, I'm not the
Cristiano.
worst Rocket League player. I'm not the worst football player.
Like goalposts, aren't they? They're very the yards of like how good.
Yeah.
They're very mobile.
Compared to Ronaldo, though, you're not all right at football, are you? Like he wouldn't think you're all right. He
I'm
wouldn't
not
go,
saying
Rob, you're all right.
I'm not comparing myself to Cristiano
No, I know
Ronaldo.
you're not.
I'm comparing people who are good at Rocket League, and I'm saying the people who are best at Rocket League are better at Rocket League than Cristiano Ronaldo is at football.
Wow.
They're that good. Like they are jumping up in the air deliberately. They are hitting balls off the top of the ceiling deliberately and then carrying on their aerial trajectory, backflip volleying it onto the ground and into the goal. And it's not a fluke. It's deliberate. And I've seen people like doing intricate passing moves like tiki-taka in Rocket League. How? It's insane.
Yeah.
Just off the wall, coming, just, it boggles my mind how you can be that good at a game that requires quite precise control inputs just to hit the ball.
Yeah.
To have it mastered to such a degree that you can do that. And now when I go back, I played it quite recently for a Friday feature to capture, and I'm right back at the bottom. Like I'm right back at the, oh, I've missed the ball kind of stage. And everyone else, like the average level, there's that curve, isn't there? And there's also like a mean average of player ability.
Yeah.
And I am well below that average now.
I was wondering how you're going to illustrate some of this amazing Rocket League play.
There's the great players. There's the mean average. Here I am, just under it.
Rob, will there ever be a footballer who's as good at footballer as the best Rocket League players are at Rocket League? And what would that look like?
Messi. It would look like Messi.
Right, okay. So Messi is...
Messi's better than Ronaldo.
I don't know if
Mate,
that's
the
true.
keyboard warriors are out in full. I mean, we are basing them today.
You got to embrace the worm, Dave.
I'm not a worm. We discussed
Your
this.
play style. If they're builders, you're a worm.
What's
I'm
the
mole.
worm mean?
I'm slightly above worms. I eat worms.
It means that when anything happens, he just sort of hides. He doesn't build anything.
Like a slug.
Slugs are
Your
slower.
only natural defence is to lie there.
A snail maybe. Snails can
Snail's
go
got a
in their
shell.
house. Yeah, I don't have a shell. I just go and hide in a little niche.
Yes, I vote snail, slowly moving along and hiding in his shell. Let us know what animal you're most like in Fortnite, and also if there are any brilliant games you'll never be good at. Give us a like if you enjoyed the video, and join us again next week for another Tuesday checklist.